And we also have another song on prayer, and it's called The Prayer. I pray you'll be our eyes and watch us where we go and help us to be wise in times when we don't know. Let this be our prayer. When we lose our way, lead us to a place, guide us with your grace, to a place where we'll be safe.
Pray you find your light.
I pray we'll find your light.
Hold it in your heart.
And hold it in our hearts.
Stars go out each night.
When stars go out each night.
Remind us where you are.
Remind us where you are.
Let this be your prayer.
Let this be our prayer.
When shadows fill our day.
When shadows fill our day.
Oh Lord, lead us to a place. Oh my.
Guide us with your grace.
Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be saved. A world where pain and sorrow will be ended, and every heart that's broken will be mended, and we'll remember we are all God's children, reaching out to touch you, reaching to the sky. We ask that life be kind.
We ask that life be kind.
And watch us as we go.
And watch us from above.
We hope His soul will find.
We hope His soul will find.
Another soul to love.
Another soul to love.
Let this be our prayer.
Let this be our prayer.
Just like every child.
Just like every child.
Please to find a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be saved. Needs to find a place. Guide us with your grace. Give us faith so we'll be saved.
Thank you very much for the beautiful
song, Sister Gina and Sister Coral. And not only the lyric of the song, but the voice that convey the message. It was beautiful. It was so beautiful. Listening to all the words, the theme is the prayer. And friends, we are going to be talking a little bit about the power of provision that God has given to His church, the remnant, in the last days through prayer. Daniel was given the skill and understanding to understand the vision through prayer. In chapter 9, he prayed day and night, prayed for his nation, prayed for his people, not because of their righteousness, his righteousness, but because of his unrighteousness. It's amazing how Daniel was waiting and waiting. You know, in Daniel chapter 8, we learned when he was presented the vision, huge, long vision that covered from beginning to eternity, beginning of time to eternity, which is portrayed in the longest prophecy in 2,300 days. He didn't quite understand all of it. It's too much for him. He was thinking, they were thinking about the sanctuary, if they can go back to the sanctuary. This were their dream all the time. They prayed the Lord, the reason for the captivity, the reason why they lost the city Jerusalem. It was because of their transgression. So they were praying, someday they can go back again to the promised land. They were praying that they can build the wall of Jerusalem. They were praying that a lot of people will return to the city of Jerusalem. Daniel was praying about it. And then thinking about the presentation of this 2,300 days is too much. And as you learn at the end of Daniel chapter 8, after witnessing the lengthy and long prophecy in 8:27, and Daniel, what happened? Faded. For 6 Sundays. He was thinking about Jerusalem, whether there's a possibility that the city will be built again. Is there any possibility that the temple will be rebuilt? Is there any possibility that Messiah will come, deliverer? Everything, the Lord was on his mind at that time. And then he was waiting also when the coming kingdom, the kingdom where the Prince of Princes will rule. He fainted. But God just didn't let him, just like people say today, twisting in the wind. Chapter 9 was the answer. He was at the point of giving up. Because he was waiting for the answer, he couldn't answer, he couldn't find an answer. And then in chapter 9, he was confessing the sin, praying for the sin of his people, his own sin. Verse 20, I'm repeating here a little bit. And verse 29, 20, while I was speaking and praying and confessing my sin and the sin of my people, and presenting my supplication before the Lord, my God, the holy mountain. Yes, while I was speaking in prayer, and even the man Gabriel, whom I had seen the vision at the beginning, was caused to fly swiftly and touch me about the time of the evening oblation. Flew swiftly and touched him. He was waiting. He saw this Gabriel. Last time I mentioned, the time the first he saw the vision was about 19 years, but actually it was 13. 13 years. My wife corrected me because we've been studying this chapter, and said, you mentioned 19, really? But I meant 13, yeah, but you said 19. It happens, sometimes you think you said a certain thing, but actually it happens. People say it goes with the territory. So, and then here, praying for the holy mountains. After he was waiting patiently, 13 years, the first angel, the angel he saw now appear again to Daniel. Oh, and he gave Daniel this skill and understanding about what? About the plan that God has for him, his people. His people. His concern is about whether the people is going to be restored again. Whether as a nation they are going to be restored, reconciled to their God, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Will they find peace again? And of course, in verse 24, verse 9, chapter 9, 70 weeks are determined upon thy people. We studied that already. Upon thy holy city, and to finish transgression. The answer was given. To make an end of sins, to make reconciliation for iniquity, and to bring an everlasting righteousness, and to seal up the vision of the prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. It means the beginning of the ministry of Jesus. This prophecy, friends, arrived to the ministry of Jesus, and this is what Daniel was waiting for. The end of unrighteousness, the coming of the Messiah. And for us, my dear friends, this prophecy, the lesson, we are waiting for the Messiah to come for the second time. Don't you think this is the only hope that we have, the only joy that we have, living in this world of sin, world of hatred, world of hatred? Have you been watching about what happens among some of the cities where some people just simply hit somebody without knowing somebody? You know, have you? I just couldn't understand that. And then one of the young men was arrested in Oregon. Why you did what you did? You didn't know that man. Why you hit him? The answer, just like the one down south, why you kill him? Why you pull the trigger? You know what was the answer? Boring. Really? Friends, this world, sin is miserable. And then Daniel was looking for this, the end of sin. And to Daniel was not only that, God gave him an assurance that you are a special person. This is the provision that was given for the people of Israel. Daniel is a beloved, a dearly beloved. You read the chapter from chapter 8 to 11, you realize that 3 times Daniel was addressed by an angel as beloved. Now this is a figure about Jesus when Jesus was baptized. And of course, this prophecy is arrived to the ministry of Jesus when Jesus was anointed. That is when he was baptized. And what happened? The voice from heaven above, the Father. How does it sound? What was the word was given to Jesus? You are my what? Beloved Son, to whom I am well pleased. So then also was given, you are beloved. It was a consolation for him. It was a comfort because he had been through a lot. Now he came to Babylon when he was 18. Now he was about 85 now. He was an old man. He was very, very tired, but he was not really giving up hope. It was given. I'm not going to stay in chapter 9 here, because here in chapter 9, Daniel was given a lesson to understand that Jesus who will come is our sacrifice. Jesus the priest, Jesus the king, and he's the sacrifice. So to Daniel it was given an understanding that this sanctuary where Jesus is going to cleanse, or the cleansing of the sanctuary, is not about the blood of the goat or the lamb, animals, no, the blood of Christ. This is what the pioneers didn't quite understand. Even Daniel didn't quite understand that, because his background, his understanding of the temple is about, of course, the worldly temple. Now, the vision was given to him special. It's not this worldly temple. 23 days be cleansed. Sanctuary will be cleansed from unrighteousness. So, God was giving Daniel an understanding not about this literal temple, but a temple in heaven. And it is also prefigured or a parables about God who will cleanse God, the sinners or the chosen people. In the language here, when Daniel read this 23 days, it's different than any other vision. And other vision, if you know Hebrews, is kazon, other vision. But here, the word mare was used, a special vision, because it really culminates to the ministry of Jesus. Don't you know, my friends, that all the prophecy from the book of Genesis to the book of Revelation points to whom? Christ. Right from the beginning. Genesis chapter 1 verse 1. It's about the Word. Jesus there. It's about the Redeemer. And coming also to the book of Revelation. And here Daniel was given the picture about the destiny of God's people, not in his days, but in the latter days. So we are talking about our own time. You know, I was studying this, my wife, just come on, just sleep. You know what time it is now? You keep on studying. You know, when you are involved or so excited about learning and thing about the Messiah, about the prophecy, I didn't realize it was already 2 o'clock after, in the morning, 2 o'clock. You still won't keep on reading, you know. And my wife said, you're going to lose it all if you keep doing that. And I believe that. So, but here, Daniel, I'm excited like Daniel too. Daniel also. And then from chapter 9 and coming to chapter 10. And chapter 10 also, another dream. And according to some of the Bible students, you've been reading this, you know, it's not easy to teach the book of Daniel, because among the church, Seventh-day Adventist church, Daniel and Revelation is pretty much the book they read night and day. See? And here I am. I want to teach you. So I was praying, Lord, last night, give me a wisdom, Lord. The wisdom, I know they know. My family just don't know the prophecy, but just give me the wisdom. So the wisdom will point to Christ and Him crucified. That will bring consolation to all of us here. We are looking for. So this is the purpose of the prophecy. And so in chapter 10, I'm not going to cover it all, but in chapter 10, if the last chapter, 10, 11, 12, is the last part of the book. The last vision in the book of Daniel. And also it was given to Daniel as the last, I already mentioned the last vision there. And also in chapter 12 talking about the second coming of Christ. It's amazing, the prophecy. So for Daniel, some of the Bible students, Dr. Shea, I was reading his book. Maybe you'd like to read his book. Good book. And also Dr. Maxwell, my teacher in the seminary, they were, in their book, they wrote that the last 3 chapters of the book of Daniel form a single unit. Single unit, 10, 11, 12. 10 about the vision. The last vision was given. And then 11 about the meaning of the vision, interpretation. And 12 is the conclusion of the vision. And as you study, friends, the vision in chapter 12 is actually has some similarity or parallel to other vision beginning from chapter 2 of the book of Daniel. I gave you, the other day, I gave you an insert of this picture here. I hope you still have it with you. Because here, there's a parallel here chapter 2, chapter 7, chapter 8, 11, and 12.